Karma is the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence, viewed as deciding their fate in future existences. To understand how karma works in the Souls and Souls-like games, we need to go back to the first birthing of the concept in Demon Souls. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome to another episode of Soulsborne Academy. Don't mind the hunter in the corner, they're just here for your protection. In today's episode of Soulsborne Academy, me and Quelaag are going to be diving into the concept of karma. Now, karma or tendency is attached to both your character and the areas you visit in the game. The world will react and shift according to the karma or tendency that is achieved. The game becomes much harder in Black Tendency, and it even changes from the NPC spawns to items dropped and gives you more souls for the enemies defeated. There are even certain weapons that you can only get in Black Tendency. The action each person takes in Demon Souls is unique to their playstyle and how they progress through the game, so each player's karma will be different depending on the choices they make. Now, as a player accumulates either more white or black world karma, it contributes to a global aggregate that affects other players. This is world tendency, and this could either make the experience extremely difficult or extremely easy for the entire player base. Now, what exactly causes your world karma to turn black? Dying in body form and killing non-hostile NPCs, surprise, murder. Meanwhile, defeating hostile Black Phantom NPCs yields a net positive for world tendency. Now, as the Soulsborne series evolved, binary black and white karmic systems were abandoned in favor of covenants in Dark Souls and NPC questlines or factions in Elden Ring. These questlines engage in more nuanced conversations centered around karma, shifting the focus to themes such as ambition, the desire for knowledge, or the despair of discovering a truth that shatters your very being. For instance, in Dark Souls 1, Big Hat Logan and Laurentius seek to understand the nature of pyromancies and sorceries, only to hollow during their pursuit. Now, in Elden Ring, covenants are iterated on yet again in favor of NPC questlines that bleed into main story questlines. This gives birth to the Mending Ruins, mysterious ruins that can be amended to the Elden Ring and change the laws of reality, emphasizing the importance of NPCs' karmic journeys and how they tie into the fabric of the universe and a larger cosmic understanding. So let's dive into the NPC that literally inspired this entire video, Sorceress Selene. Sorceress Selene in Elden Ring creates bad karma for herself by seeking to restore the primeval current. In the process of her quest, she kills other sorcerers and utilizes the teachings of others for her selfish goals. Now, we could look at this as a production/accumulation of bad karma. The karma that Selene accumulates brings in another topic, reaping what you sow. At the very end of her quest, she turns into a graven mass, which is a large orb of many glintstone crowns merged together. They are the seeds of the stars, formed together by scholars who were too close to the forbidden teachings of the primeval current. Graven masses are symbols of fuck around and find out, if you will. What you attract and create will come back to you. The understanding of karma and the way that it's brought upon to the player in such a delicate manner through this questline is really genius, quite honestly, because we see Sorceress Selene at first as this teacher, as a mentor, but as we get more into her story and we see kind of the cruelty behind the deception, it really brings to light a lot of the manipulation that went on in Raya Lucaria. But to continue our discussion of karma is Quelaag.
Obvious disclaimer, I'm not a FromSoft game designer. However, I feel that the transition away from karmic world tendency, character tendency, and covenants in their games is due to changes in map structure. In Demon Souls, maps were isolated from one another and became accessible at any time after beating the first zone of Boletaria. This design kept player congestion relatively consistent across all zones during the height of the game's life. As the maps grew larger and time required to complete the game increased, player congestion became more sporadic, leading to reduced player interactions and making it difficult to obtain certain items. This issue became particularly pronounced in Dark Souls 1 as the active player base dwindled over time. Achieving online covenant tokens, which were acquired through PvP and PvE activities, required active coordination among community members or item duping. While I'm nostalgic about the old aggregate and covenant systems, I appreciate that From Software has found new ways to express karma. Sorceress Selene's karmic nuance is a fantastic example. FromSoft tugged at the desire to know the unknowable and gave Selene a reason for killing: academic desire. As such, her pursuit of knowledge comes at the expense of others, resulting in her hollowing upon success. While transcendence or understanding may have been her goal, her pain reflects the futility of such knowledge, since it ended in physical discomfort and the loss of agency. As you consider karma's role in FromSoft's game design and storytelling, I want to leave you with this quote from Miyazaki about the framework and inspiration for his multiplayer system in Demon Souls. He said that the origin of the idea is actually due to a personal experience, where a car suddenly stopped on a hillside after some heavy snow and started to slip. The car following me also got stuck, and then the one behind it spontaneously bumped into it and started pushing it up the hill. That's it. That's how everyone can get home. Then it was my turn, and everyone started pushing my car up the hill, and I managed to get home safely. But I couldn't stop the car to say thanks to the people who gave me a shove. I'd have just gotten stuck again if I'd stopped. On the way back home, I wondered whether the last person in line had made it home, and I thought that I would probably never meet the people who had helped me. I thought that maybe we'd meet in another place, we'd become friends, or maybe we'd just fight. You could probably call it a connection of mutual assistance between transient people. Oddly, that incident will probably linger in my heart for a long time, simply because it's fleeting. I think it stays with you a lot longer, like the cherry blossoms we Japanese love so much. So thank you all for watching, and thank you, Ariel, for the collaboration. It was super fun. Okay, bye.